So today I want to talk about a few things, okay? There's a lot that happened. I haven't done a video since last year. Anyone else caught that? No, just me. Okay, dad joke. So we're gonna kick things off real quick with a video that I just did on TikTok that I had to like modify a lot of it because, well, we know that YouTube is a lot more lenient in you know what they allow us to kind of do and present versus TikTok, right? TikTok, it's like, nope, take that down, nope, take that down, take that down. So here on YouTube, I'm gonna take advantage of what I just said and show you guys a video that, you know, I found very concerning because I've been talking about this topic for quite some time, and it's mainly something that my Latino audience will, I think, I don't want to say identify, I don't know if it's the correct word, but you know what, for lack of a better word, identify with, right? Maybe they'll understand more because it's a problem within the Latino community. So like for any other type of audience, where my Caucasian audience, my perhaps my Asian audience, my European audience, I understand if this might be a part that bores you, but it might be something that you might learn something. Let's just put it that way. So let's start with this video here. Now, what I'm about to show you guys is something that some of you guys might find shocking, but unfortunately and sadly, it's not something that is rare in the Latino community. So over the holiday weekend, the video that you see here.
Say it again. What you call me?
Is showcasing a Latino.
Fool. What did you call me?
Okay.
A fool. You call
a fool. A drunk Latino, as you can tell there by his the fine gentleman's attire. He's sporting his dinner there in his mouth, his face, his nose, right? Because he's drunk. He's a drunk. It comes from this user right here, Mike Drone. So before I forget, you know, credit to this creator. Okay, he's a smaller creator on TikTok, and he uploaded a video which should have gone viral. Okay, but it didn't. It got taken down even when I saw it at the time at 73,000 views. Mike later on explains in a different video that unfortunately that original video got taken down for community guidelines, right? For violating community guidelines. And I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm going to explain why I say air quotes community guidelines. So let's go back to the video real quick, right? So
me a nigga, right? You call me a nigga, right?
After that.
The mic in the first part, because, you know, the second part catches that this gentleman, okay, calls Mike the N-word, right? And, you know, he might be drunk and all, but you can tell there that he was I call you a fool. He knows. Even though he's drunk, he knows he effed up.
You call me a nigga, right? I don't care if you drunk.
Look at him. Look at him.
You so lucky, bro.
I'm lucky. Fuck you, pussy.
He tells him he's lucky, by the way. If you didn't catch Mike's profile, Mike's an Army vet. So I'm not gonna start getting into like, oh, Marines have better training. Like I'm no one to talk about that because I'm not a military person. But nonetheless, I'm sure, regardless of who you think in the industry, in the military world is better equipped to hand in hand combat, excuse me, I'm sure Mike here could give this guy a good run for his money, especially because he's also drunk. So Mike's not lying here, all right? Mike, we should give him credit because, man, the amount of willpower that Mike showcased in not beating the F out of this guy.
You're walking away, pussy.
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna hurt you, man. Nowhere. You said nigga, right?
There. As soon as he saw Mike far enough, he did what did he say Mike was, a pussy? What they all do. Right? He started running his mouth.
Said nigga.
I know. Look what you did to my car.
Look what?
Look what you did to my car.
You want me to clean it up for you?
Hey, get the fuck out of here.
You want me to clean it up for you?
Hey, get out of here. Back up away from me before you get hurt. I promise you.
Man, they hurt.
I promise you. Back up or you gonna get hurt.
I know boxing.
Back up or you gonna get hurt.
I know boxing, bro. And every Mexican says that, right? Yeah, take it from someone, right? That I used to, you know, box with my dad when I was like, I don't know, 10, 12, who knows? And all of a sudden we all know boxing. Besides the point, I digress. He's drunk, right? But the funny thing here is that if there are so many Latinos within that comment section of the original video justifying this idiot's actions, right? Because they see a little bit of themselves. And this is where I'm going to get a little bit serious, right? This person, this Latino, right, decides to go out, gets shit face, throws up all over, a stranger's car, right? It's an Uber, right? It's a stranger's car. And then obviously Mike, I would imagine, is probably pissed, probably smells the throw up, right, happening, and then turns around. I imagine, because Mike didn't film this, by the way, right? But I imagine so. It's not hard to figure what happened. And then says, might have said, like, what the F you doing? Like, bro, whatever, right? Get off my car. And then this person here, this fine Latino, decides to get aggressive. But again, it didn't stop there. He could have stopped there, right? Because we can see that he's drunk, but he has enough self-awareness where, as you saw at the beginning of the video, he didn't really want to come out and say what he said, because he knew he did wrong, even though he's drunk. So what's my point? That knowing this, right, he still decides to go full racist. Why? Because Latinos, far too often, when they get in their feelings and they start fighting, specifically, by the way, with black people or even dark Latinos, dark people just like me, right? Really, really prietos, as they call us. They start getting racist, right? Now you can say, well, dude, isn't that guy kind of a dark Latino? Yeah. It's this internalized stupidity that a lot of Latinos have. That it's like, okay, I may be dark, but you're darker. All right? You're darker. It's ridiculous. It's disgusting. But you know what? That's not where this problem really ends. So Mike uploads a secondary video, right? And in a nutshell, in that video, after the events of that took place, after the fact, he says, "Hey, I've been trying to, re-upload these videos, hopefully to help me get them to go viral, and TikTok keeps taking them down. So I also cover that over on TikTok myself, and I say, you know why? Because TikTok has an agenda to divide white people from people of color." Right? And viral videos that people like Danesh, creators like Tizzy, creators like Auntkaren, creators like Arctic Exorcist, and so many of the Justice Society over on TikTok cover, right? They cover white individuals, Caucasian, at least white passing at the bare minimum, but Caucasian individuals being racist. And TikTok allows, in fact, pushes those videos to go mega viral because it helps their agenda, right? Because when situations like this come up, where you have people of color being openly racist with other people of color, right? In that community of disadvantaged minorities, right? As they always try to paint us. No. That violates community guidelines. There's a couple F-bombs there. There's the N-word there. That violates community guidelines. But again, go do, some fact checking on what I'm telling you, right? And as a cherry on top, by the way, if that wasn't enough, you think people like Tizzy, Danesh, and all those Justice Society members are covering this? No, this is boring for them. Again, if by the way, I said it on TikTok, if this Latino would have been blue-eye, blonde, or white passing for that matter, it would have gone viral. This would have been all over the news, all over traditional media, everywhere. Because of how openly racist this man is being. But this is boring. This is just like brown on brown crime. Ugh. Right? It's pathetic. It's sad. But it won't be the first time, trust me, that either I'll cover it or that you'll see it. But just, again, keep it in mind, even if you disagree with me, for all the followers in my comment section right now getting all upset because I'm yet again, picking at something that your overlords do, right? Go fact check me. Go. You think they're covering this? Again, no, they are not. And not as of when I'm filming this, which is 7:50 at night on December 3rd. Wasn't on their pages, right? Again, if this would have been a blonde person, it would have been viral. But let's move on, because I want to cover some other stuff, and it looks like I'm already at least 10 minutes into the video. So, I've told other people that your precious overlord Danesh is a grifter, okay? But before we get into him, let me show you some of the grifts that I've been seeing online that I think you guys should be aware of. All right, so let's start with this one.
No, because I feel in my heart it's Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
That's what you feel. That's not what everybody feels.
Is a very popular one that I've been seeing online, where you have so-called opposing sides for so many topics, by the way. I've seen this for the LGBTQ community. I've seen this, or as we're seeing here in front of us, for Biden, political. Just like that, right? In this case, it's Biden versus Trump, I guess, but political. But what they do is that they usually are covered up, or at least one of them is. And you'll
It's
see here.
Thomas for Merry Christmas.
And then what they'll do
You
is that they're
shouldn't.
asking their followers for like
I don't
gifts and
celebrate
hearts,
it.
right? Now, before you tell me, well, giving a heart doesn't cost you anything. No, but what does it do? It helps their life explode, which then might bring in people, right? Those suckers that are born every day, to give them roses and give them whatever else, galaxies, right?
Then what?
Notice, by the way,
If I don't celebrate it, then what? You're offending me.
the guy on the I guess on the screen right now, I'm gonna see on the right, yes, because I was on my left. On the right, the guy with the white towel, right? He is throwing every possible quote woke term out there, right, to provoke a reaction from people that he feels are probably going to be like conservatives, right wingers, by saying things like the towels that he's wearing is like a turban, right? And you'll hear it right now in just a second. By saying that you shouldn't say Merry Christmas, it's Happy Holidays. Again, very cliche. He even goes as far as putting 2 masks on. Watch.
You're offending me by telling me what to say.
You offend me when you get on here.
But you come over here and wanted to smoke.
Say Happy Holidays.
Happy New Year. Christmas
It's
is
Happy
over.
Holidays.
They want to know why you got a towel on your head.
Come on, guys.
They said you're offending them because, that's, what they wear, like real stuff, not towels. Are you? How many masks do you have to wear?
Can you read it though?
You see what I'm saying? You see
Yeah, but guess what? He was
Read it.
right. He was
No, but
right.
these
Can
are-
you read that?
Yeah,
He
but
was right.
these are facts. Look.
He was right, though.
Look at
These
the
are
amount
He
of
was right.
hearts,
Katie,
guys.
hi,
Look,
beautiful.
right? Pushing
Happy
that
New
live
Year.
to more audiences because they're playing the algorithm, right?
Katie, Happy New Year,
They're gaming the
beautiful.
system,
Thank
as they
you, Josh. Thank you for the roses. We're gonna keep our 10 and where's your smoke? You said you always win.
So that's just one grift, right? Of so many that are happening right now on TikTok. And you know what the saddest part is? That I'm noticing that a lot of people are sadly falling for them. That they're openly participating in them. And now we have even people, right? From the likes of Danesh who are, oh, it's a joke, bro. But they're also benefiting from them. And they're openly saying it. Okay? They're openly saying that they're benefiting from grifting. And let me show you what I mean by that real quick. So I have his video. 1 second. 'Cause there's so much we're going to cover right here. Right? Danesh, if you're watching this, because I know you watch. Right? Or his followers. It's a joke, bro. You're falling for it. Oh my god. He totally clowned you because you're falling for it. No. Geniuses. Y'all fall for it. Because what he does, right, is get you guys to, again, share his live, give, the hearts, interact so that it goes out to more audiences. And I'm going to stop it because it's annoying. The music's annoying. So that it can go ahead and get to more people. And then people are going to end up giving him roses. Again, those actual monetary gains that he's looking for. It's such a grift, right? Because if you don't know where this is coming from people that I believe many of them are also, trying to scam people out of money by presenting supposedly like a really ill child. They're usually trying to make themselves out to be, like they're in another country, right? I don't know specifically where, but they're trying to make themselves out to be like, oh, I'm so poor, please. They usually never talk. Right? Very rarely, but they do signs like the heart, the please, and again, they have like an IV with a child that's very sick. So again, there's a lot of arguments to this. A lot of people are saying it's not a scam. This is their only way of getting money. A lot of people are saying they are. They probably have like these little live farms, they call them, where it's just a whole bunch of little rooms and everybody's doing the same thing, whatever. Okay. Regardless, right? If it is a scam, well, I mean, here we have Danesh, who's like, yeah, it works, so I'm gonna do it too. And if it's not a scam, and if it's someone that's like genuinely asking for help, right? Whether it be someone in India and Iraq and Afghanistan and in any country, period, right? That are impoverished, then he's effectively mocking them and making fun of them for his personal gain. So again, no matter how you see it, it's just, I don't know, what he uses all the time against me? Evil? I think evil. You're evil. But his followers, and by the way, real quick, people have asked me like, dude, why do you do that with your voice? They're sheep. They're followers. The followers, they support this because it's a joke. Why? Because they're probably also entitled USAians. They're probably also entitled people here in the US. Sorry, I laugh. I know it's an inside joke in here because I did another video which got taken down where I piss off some people where I'm like, if you're from the US, you're a USAian, you're not American. It was a bit of a joke, but people got freaking pissed about that. Anyways, sorry. Inside joke in here. The point is, grifter. 100% grifter. Right? But go ahead. Followers. Justify it on the comments. Come on. I love to see how you guys justify your overlord. Right? Let me know how wrong I am and how right they are. But okay. We're going to move on to our last story kind of thing. And the reason I want to talk about this again is because so many people they got pissed. My followers, some of my own followers got pissed at me because I dared to take Aunkaren's side. Okay? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch just, I think, maybe 1 or 2 videos back, if even that far. I think it's like literally the last one. And you'll see what I covered when it comes to Auntkaren and her situation with the hospital. So I dare say that she was not wrong. Okay? So let me start by saying that I know that the hospital has a policy. It's right here. A lot of you guys made sure that I got this. At least that's what they're saying, that this is the policy of the hospital. I don't know. I did not take this picture. That part that's squared. My follower decided to make sure that I didn't miss that. To protect the privacy of all patients, audio and video recording, photography using any device, including cell phones, is prohibited. Okay, so for my follower that sent me this, thank you. For anyone else that's like, aha, see Jonathan or JT, whatever, this is why you were wrong. Okay. I also got this video, the viral one that
times boiling.
I'm gonna mute it because it's just the news, basically talking about something that we already know what happened, right? But I'm gonna mute it because I'm gonna play in the background, but we can just talk about it. So yes, I got this video from the news. Everybody covered it essentially. Come on, everybody covered the Auntkaren situation. Why? Well, because 1 is entertainment, it's content, and 2, because there's something that I want my viewers, my followers that can agree to disagree with me, that are not radical, that don't need me to agree with you, and I'm not like that. I don't need you to agree with me, right? We are adults. We can agree to disagree. I'm going to tell you why. Even though I am not, I'm sure everybody is clear on this, I am not Aunkaren's biggest fan. I'm not. I consider her to be part of the Justice Society on TikTok, right? And when I say Justice Society, I don't mean in a cool way, right? I think we're all clear on that. I don't think that everything she has done has been for the benefit of the person that she's allegedly trying to help. I think there's been a lot of misinformation, of effed up things she's done, people's lives that she's helped ruin in the past, even though I feel like she's been trying to scale that back a little bit for whatever reason. I don't forget that. So I am not, for the reasons that I just mentioned, I am not her biggest fan. Okay. Quick side note, as you can tell, I don't do a script, so that, excuse me if my thoughts are sometimes, scattered. All right. I like to speak from the heart. Okay. So that said, I can also put on my critical thinking hat and try to separate my biases, which is what I would ask you to do right now. Okay? If you are in the USA, you might not understand this if you are maybe in another country. Okay? Unless for some reason you have the same laws, which I wouldn't know. But if you are in the USA, you have to understand that what I am saying is that she has certain rights that you also have, that you should also be worried that anybody can violate. So as an example, a security guard agency, regardless of where they are, especially the big ones like the Allied and all those big brand security companies, their job, right, is to observe and report, not to go hands-on. It's like, I believe, from what I've researched and gathered, it's like their ultimate last resort. And that is like if they're in imminent danger, they are allowed. If anything, they're asked to run, right? Call 911 themselves and stuff like that. But what they did, whether you think it's set up, whether you think they're not really holding the door, by the way, in this specific shop, people are telling me, if you look at the door, it doesn't look like it's being held. That's all feelings talking. You're not there. You cannot verify that. You don't have another angle from the outside where, oh, they're not really holding the door. She's just acting, right? You're speaking from your feelings because you have like this blind hatred. And that's, let me tell you, hell, as a friend, if you may, that can be poisonous to yourself. To just be like, no, it doesn't even look like they were holding the door. Get away from that, right? Learn to remove your biases, because what I'm defending, if you may, for her, I would defend for you in the terms of, you have the right, an example, right, to film police interactions. Now, should she have filmed inside of the hospital? There's a lot to argue there. I would say no. I would say, unless your life was in danger and somebody was trying to cover it up, you should have just left, right? Maybe told the other lady, hey, I filmed this interaction with you and now I'm leaving or something. But a lot of things when they happen in that kind of scenario, they happen fast. And I think a lot of us, we might think we know how we would react, but hey, sometimes things don't go the way we thought they were going to go. Nevertheless, the rights that I would be defending for her are the same rights that I would be defending for you, right? So again, being held against your will, those security guard people lying like through their teeth, right? And I think a lot of us already have come to the conclusion that what they were saying, like very, like they were stubborn. That, oh, it's HIPAA. What did the guy say in that video? Go check it out again. You're gonna go to jail. That's a lie. That's intimidation. I wouldn't be okay for that to happen to you, right? So why would you be okay for that to happen to her? If you are saying, well, stop. It's because of your blind hatred, and that's not healthy for you. Right? We have to, in order for us to be better than the Justice Society members and their following, we need to be able to remove our biases and show that we can remove our biases and not allow ourselves to be blinded, right? Because that's exactly, at least what I say when I cover them, that's exactly what they do and their followers do. That's exactly what happens every time, right? They cannot remove those biases. So they try to go after the people and destroy them. Let's take away their jobs. Let's take away everything, their home. Because they're not satisfied with a appropriate legal level of consequence. No, they want more. So what would you guys, would have wanted? For her to go to jail? That would have been a violation of her rights, right? Now, if they would have maybe banned her from the hospital, I would have been okay with that. Why? Because, hey, you violated their policy. Although policy does not triumph over law. Again, it's a very, very sticky situation. But mainly who did something wrong there was the security guards. The nurse was also talking out of his ass. I remove him. I don't want my phone. Listen. All of you, by the way, right now, listen to me. You in the United States, argue whatever you want to argue. You do not have the expectation of privacy in public. There is no expectation of privacy in public other than the only exception-ish is when an entity has made arrangements for privacy, meaning a doctor taking you or a nurse taking you into to the back of a room, they close the door, they have set up that privacy, or the bathroom. That's the only exceptions that there is an exception of privacy, right? But an example, a hospital or a restaurant, they can put a camera right outside the bathrooms. Would it be ethical? Debatable, right? Debatable. You might say morally is not okay. Ethically is not okay for you guys to have a camera right outside the restroom. But a lot of places do it. I know bars do it. Why? Because you have people going in there doing things that they're not supposed to, taking way longer than they're supposed to because they're doing something, right? I've seen it happen. It's not facing inside of the bathroom, but it's pretty close. Again, morally, legally, you have to be able to remove those biases. So going back to the Auntkaren situation, with the nurse yelling, she needs to remove this, and I don't want my sorry, buddy. Again, she shouldn't have violated your policy. I understand that, I'm not with that. I don't support that she did that. But at the same time, people were calling for her to go to jail. And you guys wanted just to see her in pain because you don't know how to remove your bias. You're advocating for violence. And I told you that if you're a true follower of mine, or if you can even come close to seeing eye to eye with me on things, you like my content, I don't condone and I don't advocate for violence. So why would you say that you're one of my followers, you like my content, this and this and that, if you are advocating for violence against her? It's not okay, guys. Like, we have to remove our biases. So that's why I was, quote, defending her. Okay? I'm only defending the rights that I would defend for you. We'll leave it at that. So think about it very long and hard. Okay? And again, hopefully, if you can come back and let me know in the comment section, if you hopefully now see my point of view and we can now finally agree or at least get closer to agreeing, great. I would be happy to hear from you guys. Okay. But yeah, that's it for today. As always, I always tell you guys, if you can, make sure you guys interact with this video, make sure you guys give a like, and more importantly, make sure you guys ring the notification bell. I'm not saying it cliché like other creators. It's a game changer for me that I can have people with the ring notifications, meaning you guys ought to get notification when my videos go out, because otherwise, like any platform, this platform, YouTube, might be like, you know what? We're not going to notify people today about your video. Why? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's Wednesday. There you go, JT. So, the only way for me to combat that is if you guys can ring the notification. Okay? But yeah, again, let's interact. Let me know what you guys think. And until next time, see ya.